Interview. Dr. Jan-Luca Stampf.
Hello, Jan-Luca.
Hi.
Thank you for taking the time to join me here at International Press for this interview. I've read a lot about you, and frankly, it's astounding. I mean, IQ of 132 at age 11, later going on to get International Chemistry Awards, postgraduate studies at Harvard, and now a doctorate in pharmacology and engineering degree in materials and technical chemistry. You seem to do it all. It's amazing. We had to postpone our original interview because of a client project. Which AI program were you working on just now?
Well, a large company asked me to build an AI tool that could help people with dyslexia because they often have problems, especially in math and when they're at school, mostly because also they might be ashamed of it and because learning might be a bit difficult. So I created a tool shorthand because I know the problem and I know how important it is for the people suffering from this and their environment.
But everyone learns. Exactly. But everyone learns differently, right?
Yeah, that's why this tool, it's in German right now. It's called LegaCoach for Lega City. It's personalized. So it's an AI tool that uses LLMs first to get a feel of what the student, like what he's about, what his interests are, and his age, his characteristics, what he has difficulties with, and what he likes. And then it's like his coach that helps him basically at a very personalized tutor style level way with questions and just like things to learn.
Fantastic. As an AI consultant with certifications in cybersecurity, AI safety, governance, and stakeholder management and engagement, you've become kind of an interface for both large and small companies, haven't you?
That's true. I'm a scientist, entrepreneur, and AI expert in one. So I work always like horizontally. I work for big companies. I work for small companies. The most important thing is that I always provide like consultation unbiased. So from the outside. And that's why many clients come to me because they need an unbiased opinion, especially decision makers, because they might have biases because they're in the company or they have people working for them that might have biases. So it's always good to have an outside opinion, kind of like a diplomat, to then guide them in the right direction and provide possible solutions for their problems.
Yet AI still feels so abstract to many.
That's true. AI is quite abstract and was always confronted with abstract things. Most of the times you go into the lectures and you don't even know what it's about. You have no idea. And then your job is to learn it and to understand it. And as soon as you understand it, then you can like think about what are the difficulties, what could be problems, and what are advantages that you could take advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Now, from intelligence agencies to police forces, the military, and even cruise ships, everyone seems to be bracing for cybercrime. How does your AI expertise help companies protect themselves?
Well, regarding cybercrime, we built some tools, and then we basically look at the AI system and also just the cyber system that they're using as a profiler, kind of. So we just evaluate it. We do risk assessments, and then we see basically we look at how the things work, just to understand what problems could evolve.
Mm-hmm. And how does your AI's work increase companies' value?
So we kind of follow the same principle as Nike once did with the Air Jordan, which they created a shoe which was fit for for a professional athlete, for Michael Jordan. And that had such a good impact because it was so personalized and customized to that field that it basically everyone wanted it and it had this visibility. So this is what we do. Tools, we make them very customized and personalized to the company, but like really good for that specific use case. And then this increases like enterprise value because other companies see that they're using it, and this combines basically visibility with a great product And that's how we make companies like visible that they're using this product, and this increases enterprise value.
And what is your product, Compliance Quanta, a subsidiary of Cortex Nexus?
Yeah, so this is something we developed because compliance is so complex, it's so difficult actually, and it requires a lot of skilled people to do it, and requires a lot of documentation. And I've been in this world for more than 10 years, so I kind of understand it. And I just wanted to make this whole process easier and make it kind of into a game. So when people think of a compliance, it's not like, oh my God, there's so much work, but it's rather like, hey, all right, this is a fun game. We can learn at the same time. And that's why it's like an interactive tool, like an interactive game, kind of like a puzzle game, you could say, where people can fill out in a gamified way, in a fun way, everything about their company, how the AI is used, for example. And then we can get the compliance ready in less than 2 weeks. So they can have documents that they can download straight away at the end, which is they can present to the auditor. And they can also use this for internal training. And right now we just have it for the ISO norm 42001, which is basically the newest, or basically the first AI norm in the from the ISO. And but this game is basically Compliance Quanta. We can also expand it to all other different ISO norms, like 27001, or for medical devices, or for environmental settings or laboratory settings. So this can be expanded for everything so that people can get certified easier. And this is a good thing if companies are certified, because it greatly increases the enterprise value too. If people look from the outside, it's kind of like having a car, and this car is getting like checks regularly every 6 months. It's going to be worth more when you sell it, or just in general. So this is like, if a company works by norms and they follow rules, it's good for the company, like it's good for the car itself, because everything works fluidly, everything is traceable. And then if you ever want to sell it, you already have all the documentation, so it greatly increases the enterprise value from a seller and buyer perspective, and internally, ethically as well.
Ethics.
Yes, ethics is a big thing. So I work between design tech ethics. So I always question, all right, is this what I'm developing? Does it add value to the world in a good way as well? There's lots of things you can dive into, which might be profitable, but you got to think, all right, is this really a good thing? Is this really like good? I don't know. For example, like selling liquor or something. It's like, all right, yeah, it will always be profitable, but do you really want to push people being alcoholics and people damaging their bodies? So that's always something you got to think about. And I'd rather choose something which is ethically sound than something which is just for profit. So it should be like a good equilibrium of these three things.
Excellent. And how did your scientific background lead you to AI?
Well, my mother was fascinated with ChatGPT when it first came out. She saw it first, I gotta admit. And she just told me, wow, this is a great tool. And as a scientist, you're also always a bit skeptical. So you always kind of like want to test to see if it works, because you read so many publications as a scientist, for example, in organic chemistry, and they're like, all right, we synthesize this polymer this way. And then you already know, all right, there's kind of like, if you actually do it, if you actually work with it, it's just different. Like from theory to practice, especially from media to like practice, actually working with things, there's a whole difference between selling stuff and actually writing it. It's just like a difference. So the first thing I did was just test it basically about what I wrote in my PhD thesis. So tell me just about historic opioids became to use and were discovered, and I just got everything wrong. Thankfully now there's specialized GPTs that you can use, and specialized other like AI programs that are better with the scientific research. But when it came out, I was like, this is horrendous, because it only showed like it made up sources and it gave me wrong data. And I was working simultaneously with my PhD, so I basically knew everything about it. So I just told her, look, ask these and these questions, and you'll see that it's completely wrong. And so you just got to watch out. So that helped me in the scientific background when evaluating AI.
With this need to watch out in the age of AI, so many remain skeptical. So how do you help your clients overcome this fear of working with AI?
Well, fears of things, new things is completely natural. And people just gotta understand it and see the benefits. For example, many things are automated. For example, if you call your doctor or something, or for if you get applications for your company, many things are automated, which saves you a lot of time and it works 24/7. So if people see the benefits of things and can focus on the benefits, then they will lose their fear of it and basically a knowledge and need basically through positive experiences with something. You need like 2 or 3 positive experiences to maybe accept it, and then and this then enables people to get more comfortable with AI.
Yeah, I agree. So many beneficial ways to use AI, but still so many worry about being able to tell what is real or fake. Isn't authenticity at risk?
Yeah, well, authenticity is something which is always kind of at risk, even if you talk to people in person or ever since movies came out. People couldn't maybe decide, is this real or not? And if you watch a documentary, there's many propaganda documentaries which show the world with how it's maybe not, or from a different perspective, or only from one perspective. So this has always been the case. And with AI, this will also be the case. People just kind of will understand when something is authentic or not, because most people feel it or teach them and basically explain to them and let them know that some things can be fake. Can be faked.
With talk of AI in documentaries and in so many different means of production, doesn't AI take away from jobs?
Actually, I think it will create more jobs, because it's not like the companies will say, all right, everything works faster now, we can take a holiday and we'll only work 2 hours a day, because companies always want to do more and earn more. So we'll just take away some work. Basically, like when the steam engine or something came out, or in the Industrial Revolution when many machines came, yes, it basically, you can say, took away some jobs, but people behind it who had to manage it and to maybe had to shift from their position, which was then taken by the machine. And it's the same thing right now. So you just like step back a bit and manage the AI instead of doing the AI's job, and which then basically can create more jobs because you have more things to do and more things to expand into. And I don't think that the humans will just pause.
How do you mean that exactly?
Well, people won't work less. They'll just work more efficiently. And companies can save costs, but boost productivity. So everyone basically just climbs a step higher and does work which is maybe less labor intensive and less manual. And this then creates more time for more things to do. So people are still going to be working 8 hours a day, but maybe doing different things.
And what should people do with the time they gain?
Well, if people gain time because AI basically does a lot of work for them, they can spend more time with their family, which I think is the most important thing in life anyway, if they still earn the same. Or if there's, for example, a tax officer who's skilled in AI, and at the same time, he likes to repair old vintage cars, for example. In many professions, there's a of workforce, actually. Sometimes there's a shortage of experts or professionals in a certain field, maybe like car mechanics or whatever else there might be. But on the same side, there might be an increase of people who have a passion for this. And so there'll be a natural change where people can basically work more on what they like and might get approached. Maybe some car tinkerers might get approached to work in a mechanic's workshop and then have 2 jobs and earn double, and at the same time do what they love. So I think this is the overall goal of AI, just to like enable people to work on what they love and still earn the same or more.
Some might say what you do is great, but you're nearly 10,000 kilometers away in Colombia.
Yeah, that's true. So I live in Medellin right now in Colombia, but it's not 10,000, it's like 9,402 kilometers. But I'm always available 24/7. So I also have staff and clients. I have staff in Colombia, in Germany, and also in Nigeria, in Africa, and we communicate flawlessly. So it's actually no problem.
What about the time difference?
So the time difference is actually such a great factor right now for if I'm working with people in Europe, because when their day ends, like let's say at 5 p.m., here it's 11 a.m. So whatever they didn't finish that day, they a lot of times hand over to me and I finish for them that they have for them in the morning. So it basically extends their working hours by another 6 or sometimes by 7. Yeah, it's just like it's very beneficial actually to clients in Europe.
Working internationally, but I've also read that you're also active in your new home. Could you tell me a bit about this project?
Yeah, we developed an app here. It's called I Take Care of My City, Yo Cuido Mi Ciudad. And it uses AI to evaluate the data, but it basically lets the citizens report incidents in their city, which they think is maybe fearful or maybe think is bad. For example, if they see a robbery or crime, or if they see waste, or if there's like a bad smell somewhere, they can then send that directly to the authority. And this data is then collected and evaluated by AI. And then this can then foresee where some problems might be, or basically do data evaluations. And this helps to basically hear locally the people. This was requested. I was approached by some people to help with that, because here there's still a lot of crime because there's a lot of poverty. So this is just an application which can help everyone basically.
Crime and poverty, yet South American countries like Colombia are still seen as little priority to education.
That's true, but they have incredible emotional intelligence. So this is like a big factor that they have, and there's a lot of educated people here, but they don't think with their head, they also think with their emotions. So that's also, I think it's a good balance.
And why Colombia?
Yeah, just like I like the emotional intelligence, and also I think Germany and Europe, but there's a lot of regulations, and Germany can be a bit hesitant when it comes to new things. Maybe I'll wait. This guy is outside. He's selling avocados and mango. So can you repeat the question, please?
Why Colombia?
So Germany can be a bit hesitant with innovation. And if you're like an entrepreneur who wants to test things quickly on the market and who has a lot of ideas and wants to follow through on them, Colombian a lot of times is faster, because try to get things into the real world and then gather data from that. So they're very practical in that way. And yeah, so that's why I like it. I like the emotional component as well that they have here. And it's becoming Colombia is becoming a valuable partner for international cooperation as well, regarding rare earths, regarding workforces. And because the people here, they like to get paid, they like money, and they'll work fine. They're not saturated. And if you come and give them opportunities, they're very happy for it. They're very thankful for it, and they do good work as well. And it's just nice to see people learn from different cultures. Me as well, for learning from here.
Yeah, working with international corporations, initiating local projects as well. And I've read you also do volunteer work.
I do a lot of volunteer work here because here the people know that I work with artificial intelligence. It just spreads. There's a lot of people's word for mouth here, we could say. And I got a lot of questions regarding just making like professional headshots for people so that they can do applications, or helping people with their CV, something like that. And for me, if I know AI, I can do this quite fast for them. But many here, they are not willing to pay for technology or don't understand it. So this is something that I do for free because it helps them. And they're so thankful for it. And it doesn't really cost me anything. So I'm always happy to do volunteer work and basically just do things for people, because in the end, everything comes back to you. So that's, I also like to do that too.
It's quite unusual for a businessman.
Yeah, well, I'm an engineer and I'm a doer and an AI expert, and I collaborate with companies, I collaborate with people, and step by step we move forward together. And it's not always about the big money. And when others are really happy, and in the end, just creating positive impact in whatever way is good, always a good deal, right?
Exactly. Jan-Luca, thank you so much for taking the time to interview
Thanks,
with us.
Ryan. Thank you so much.
Look forward to your next work.